Good evening, class. We are continuing where we left off yesterday. Now, in economics, when we teach, we don't basically teach according to textbooks. We use the examination guidelines because when the papers are set, they are set according to an examination guideline, not according to a specific textbook. So, whichever textbook you use, it matters not. What is important that the teachers must emphasize always is what is it that the examination guideline said is an examinable content for assessment purposes. So when you look at chapter 6, now we are going to 6.2 because we're done with 6.1. On 6.2, it says differentiate between individual businesses and the industry. In other, I'm sure another examiner might want to become funny and say compare an individual business and the industry. Now, an individual business, we are referring to one firm of the many, one firm, one business, individual producer. Whereas when we refer to an industry, we are referring to all those individual businesses combined. That is a summation of all the individual business they make up an industry. An individual business has a restriction by conditions of the market. They have no influence over other buyers because it's acting alone in that business. Whereas when you look at the industry in general, all goods are classified according to an industry. All goods are classified under one industry: the banking industry, the clothing industry, the mining industry, the education industry. So there are thousands and thousands of buyers and sellers who influence the price through aggregate demand and aggregate supply. It's not like an individual business. One example that one can make is if you take one store, you say this is Markham, or this is Pep store, this is that's one. Then you say this is the retail industry. But when it's one, it's an individual. But when they are combined, they are called an industry. So that's the difference between the two. Now, the question goes further to say, use the graphs to explain the derivation of demand curve for an individual business. Remember, we are used to how an industry's price are determined. But as for an individual business, we are not much used to it. So it's a new phenomenon that we are doing now in grade 12. Let me try to show you how that one will then look like.